Oh, cool, it's streaming. Okay, I'm not going to do this very long, maybe just like 30 minutes or so. So I'm just doing a little wrapping up some stuff that I was working on over the weekend. Gonna start by deleting this commented out, but I can always get it back by looking in my history or looking at the main branch. So I'm just, earlier the semantics was copy into. I'm going to change this to use copy from instead, because that's a little bit more intuitive. I was even confused a little bit by my own function and kept thinking that I was copying from when I was actually copying into. So this is now copying into. It's now copying from. And Haxe's math.main function takes float and spits out float. So I just made my own generic that doesn't even specify, and then it'll work with whatever you pass into it. I could have made it explicitly in, but this is more flexible. So other length, that's going to be the number of samples to copy from the other audio buffer that I pass in. So that will be the max of other length, and the min of other length, and let's see, other dot num samples should be num frames, I guess. It's or samples per channel, however you want to look at it, minus other start. Then other start is going to be 0 if it's up. I can't do much about if people put in like really wacky values like negative numbers, or can I? It's the max of, no. If it's less than 0, or if start is less than 0, I'm just gonna return, because yeah, I don't do exceptions. I probably should make this return a surprise or something. Yeah, okay. And I could make it where it just sets to 0, but I'd rather punish the user for using it wrong by doing nothing. So other length is whichever is less, other length or other num samples minus other start. So whichever is less, and then length, same thing. I'll go with num.min length, num samples minus start. Maybe I want to be explicit about this. No, I don't need to be explicit. There's no other num samples specified here. Okay, so in this, I don't want to duplicate this code. I'm not sure the best way to avoid code duplication, because this is not inheriting a base class, it's implementing an interface. But I also want to use a more efficient way of copying if both this and the other buffer are the same type. So for reference, I have two types of buffers that use the same interface. One is interleaved and one is array of arrays. So if it's interleaved, if they're both interleaved or they're both channels, I could just do like some mem copies, you know. Otherwise, I have to just manually loop through and copy them. I'm not sure how I would optimize that, but at least mem copy is an obvious optimization. So how about other length? So this is all just to get safe values for this. Okay, so if how do I ask the type? I always have to look this up. I don't like doing things this way. Is type. My browser acting weird because I'm streaming or something. What the hell? Something about streaming causes other applications to act funny. I'm not sure why that is. Let's see. Probably want to use reflection. That's probably what I want. Oh, I hate code that it should always, yeah. Ideally, it should. I know how it should be. Can I overload? Like, you can't overload in Haxe. Yeah, to me, asking what type something is bothers me. I don't like it. I mean, I guess I could, if I made, let me start by writing the naive version of it, the inefficient version, and I'll think about how I want to handle the more optimized version. So, oh, and then yeah, we don't use one or the other, we use both. So length equals L min. So once again, we're doing another min, length other length. Okay, probably a simpler way to do this, but okay, so length. So copy from, so that means this start plus I actually like putting spaces there, equals other. This is a buffer though, so I mean interleaved, it doesn't matter. And oh, we also need to do var channels to copy num channels. This, so it would be this C start plus I equals other C other start plus I think that's right. So this is like the fallback, go through and each sample copy it over. And then we're kind of going back and forth between the channels. Which loop should be the outer loop? Okay, so this is the interleave version, so at the very least, this would be the easier way. Yeah, maybe I'll reverse which one is the outer loop when I implement the other one. So actually, this isn't super generic. So yeah, I think for now I'm going to do it the way I kind of don't like, and instance. I know I've done this recently too. I don't know. DuckDuckGo doesn't work that well, does it? Type check. Tracing types. Oh, how to check the... Oh, sed.is, that's it. I should have known. Oh, it's a compile time mechanism. I don't want that. Okay, I'm seriously using my phone because something about streaming. Okay. This computer is also getting old. My Linux and Windows computer is not as new as my Mac, and my Mac isn't exactly new either. Oh, SC.is type of. Is of type. Tells if V is of the type T. What do I pass it? Oh, let's see. Let's just see if this just play around. Of type. Is of type. That just sounds a very fancy way of talking to me. But maybe it just reflects that French people designed this language, or a French person did. Okay, is of type. So if other is of the same type of this, interleave audio buffer. The autocomplete stuff doesn't really work. I don't know. It's not really working for me right now. Then other interleaved audio buffer equals cast other. Now we can do a dot, what is it, native array. Do I have, look it up, I have it here somewhere. Native array. Let's do it over here. That's the C++ code. Y'all hear my kids, don't you? Come on. Whatever. I'm using it somewhere here. Oh, there you go. Let's unsafe get. Oh, I think blit is the word. Actually, in fact, I think there is a. Does array have a blit? I think blit is the one that calls memcopy. So let me remember to use this similar things for other platforms like C# and Java. Okay, so no, it hasn't finished loading yet. Kill me. Huh. Okay, finally. Blit. Okay. In dest array, IO dest array, element, source array, source element, and count. So you're here. Blit. So the in array is, I probably have to do cast other dot channels. We're calling it right. Channels is our audio channel data, which is an array. And then it's element. So it's dest element, so that would be start. And then source array, source start, source length, basically. Or length. Other dot channels. I'd have to, oh, no, these are, I don't have to cast these. I'll err on the side of not casting and then see if Haxe complains. The other start and length. And then return, because I need to do all this other crap. So let's see if that at least compiles. that's definitely something shouldn't compile, but hopefully at least this crap compiles. Okay, so what all didn't compile? Type required, oh, that is an easy one to fix. Audio buffer impl. It's just warning me that I need to be explicit about the return type. Unknown identifier num samples. Interleaved audio buffer. Oh, there you go. So it's complaining that doesn't know anything about num samples, but I have num samples, right? Oh, I don't. Okay, that's fine. So do that. Yeah, because the syntactic sugar where num samples equals that happens on the abstract side right here. Right, this stuff right here. So yeah, I need to actually call this, but that's actually fine. That way I'm not actually calling this function over and over again. I only need to call it once to get the value and then use it. Ah, that's one problem with syntactic sugar. Sometimes it hides that work is being done. I'm usually team pro syntactic sugar, but there are some downsides to it if you don't know what's going on under the hood. Okay, 72. So what's complaining about? Unknown I just extraneous capitalization. Okay. Oh, it's still no field channels. Totally does have channels, or is it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, audio buffer. Oh wait, I mean dumb. Obviously, I didn't mean other. I meant other that was already cast to interleave. That is what I meant. Grig.audio chain. I hate this. Should be. Those are some of the most confusing. So 34 right here. So it's complaining that. Okay. So audio channel data. Let's just double check. And CPP is vector. Okay, so vector actually is an array. So we're just stripping away an abstraction. That's fine. The underlying type is actually an array. So we do need to do cast, unfortunately. Array access is not allowed on interleaved audio buffer. Ah, that's actually correct. Where am I reading that on? 79. Right, because I am not in, yeah. They are already abstracted, but I am not wrapped in an abstraction, so I need to actually call get channel. Actually, I think all I need to do is to get channel. That's probably good enough. Just get channel. Now that I think of it, maybe this doesn't, okay, I think I know the solution. If I'm going to do stuff like this, it doesn't need to live in here. This could be in, the only thing is, yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, okay, so this is complaining about lack of copy from, but how about I put this in a new audio buffer tools class, and then if I'm going to do this crap anyway, I can just do this, oh, maybe not. There's some downsides to it, because then I need to take more possibilities into consideration. I just don't want to duplicate code. I don't want to turn audio buffer impl into a base class. I want to make sure that these are things you have to implement yourself. Basically, I only need to go in these special cases if they're both the same type. So if they're both interleaved audio buffer, then I can do something like this. If they're both channels audio buffer, then there's a similar thing that I would do. Also, because I'm accessing private data, I have to deal with that somehow. I have to maybe make this like the equivalent of like making it a friend or something. But maybe that's not so bad. So I don't want to do this all again. Yeah, I'll do that. It's easy enough to change again later. Okay, so audio buffer impl. We're not implementing copy from there. Instead, we're creating a new, just like I have audio channel tools, I'll add audio buffer tools. Buffer tools. And this will be like a static extension. Class audio buffer tools. It is going to change how I do this a little bit. And I still have to figure out what I'm going to do about the private members. Wait, what happened to audio? Oh, this ended up in the wrong folder. Move. Okay. And, you know, the Haxe extension to Visual Studio Code assumes that everyone does Egyptian brackets in functions, which is not how I do things. I wish I could change it so it doesn't do that extraneous indent crap. It should be obvious from the way I have it that that's not what I want to do. I only use those kind of brackets for control structures in my code. Anyway, so self, I guess I can call it self. And this is very long now. Actually, maybe I should structure this a little bit different. Oh, maybe not. If you use like a using, then the way you're doing it is like blah.copy from. And you don't have to specify the first parameter. So that also means self dot. Yeah. See, I know it's not going to compile. Let's see what doesn't compile though. Maybe let's go over there and at least make it use this. So this is not, let's do this. So we don't need that. That we probably need, or maybe not. Looks like it's actually figuring it out. Okay, so we want to copy, and we'll do using rig.audio.audio buffer tools. So output.copy from. I wish that auto completion was working right now, but anyway, audio output.copy from, and that's going to be buffer, and then it's here. Okay, so buffer, other start, other length. Location will be other start. And then length. I almost wonder if I should make this a little bit dumber. And then just assume that the caller knows what they're doing. And then if you don't do it right, then you just cause a crash. I think caveat emptor might be the better approach. Let's actually try. Actually, it's kind of dumb that I have other length, that I have two different length parameters. That doesn't make any sense. There should just be one others. How about this? Start. No. And then the idea of length and other length doesn't make any sense. I should, okay, I'm making it too complicated. How about this? I'm just going to assume that you know what you're doing. Start. Length. In fact, yeah, I wasn't even, no, I was using it right. I think it is fair though to do this. Channels to copy. Actually, this is actually totally wrong. I just realized something. I can only, this thing is going to work right if they both have the same number of channels. And also this math is wrong anyway. So self.num channels. Yeah, in that case I can do this. So I have to do that math or logic, unless I have to do it. Other.num channels. Because this trick, so this is going to be, start is going to be like start times self.num channels, and then yeah, start, that's right. And then length, oh wait, other start also has to be times num self.num channels. Okay, let's do that. And then length is also going to be times num channels. Yeah, and num, actually in the num channels is like interleaved. Yeah, okay. I think this is, I think that's right. I think. And then whichever, the smaller number of channels, I just copy those over. That makes sense. And I could actually, instead of doing this, I could also call like a audio channel tools copy from. And actually, let me look at this. Audio. Well, for now I'll do this, but I'll implement it later where it's audio channel tools. Okay, so back to here. So location. Oh, let's do algorithm. Okay, so we want whichever is less. Length equals min. So either buffer.length minus location, so that's whatever is left, or output.length, whichever is smaller, right? I think that makes sense. And it's self, other, start. And then self, other, start, and then start. So start there would just be 0. And then length. Actually, where should I do that? Maybe I do have to, I don't like doing a lot of ifs though, so let's just do, okay, so I'm totally changing up the order, so self, other, length, other, start, self, other, length, other, start. I don't know if that's the most intuitive, but that's what I'm doing for now. Okay, so doing that, and then plus equals, where is this num samples coming from? Oh, so it's just those two. So location plus equals output dot, I guess it would be length. Length is what I'm copying over. So let's see if that compiles. Ooh, it did not compile at all. Oh, that, yeah, okay, cool. So we want to do Haxe access. It's not, I don't think they have friend, but they have access. Oh, allow. Allow. So let's do, so audio, leave audio buffer. Audio buffer tools. So that should fix some of them, but not all of them. Audio buffer. Oh, right. You have to spell it out the whole path. Rig.audio. The weird thing about it is this won't warn you if it doesn't find the type that you type in. It just silently fails to do anything. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, at least it all fits in. All the errors fit in this window. That's it. That's a good start. Audio buffer tools. So 21. Oh, none channels. Right. So none channels. 24. And then, yeah, this actually looks better anyway. And it's not this, it's self. Main 22. Audio buffer. Oh, right, it doesn't have, of course it doesn't. It's num samples. Float should be in. I don't like the sound of that. Anything it's times it's a something should be something. Something really bad happened. Audio buffer has no field copy from. But I have to do a resample somehow. No field copy from, but I'm using audio buffer tools. And using that, do static extensions not work on abstracts? Cookbook. Let's look at their static extension. Probably here. Okay, I'm kind of tired of doing this. Maybe another 5 minutes or so, and then I'll take a break and you'll eventually see my update. Here we go. Static extensions. Come on. Here. You know, maybe static extensions don't work on abstracts. I mean, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's fine. So I'll just do include, no, import. I am putting in Haxe. Okay, audio buffer tools. What are we doing here? Where was I? output. That should work. Then I have to deal with the resaddle crap. That's not fun, but it's doable. Copy from. Audio buffer tools don't have. Oh, maybe. No, it totally does. Huh. Oh, that's a problem. It's not static. I forgot to make it static. Okay, so maybe the static extension does work after all. Let's see. Okay, so I'll have to redo some of that.